This is what you want to have sex to?
Ooh.
That went really techno.
Welcome to the Unfiltered Raw.
That
was so off, but okay. Yeah, so today is going to be a good show because we're going to talk about... Damn, I always forget.
Oh my God. I did not know.
Basically hiding the fact that from your man that you're on birth control.
So
correct?
really,
Yeah.
is it right for a female to be on birth control and not tell her partner?
And this one came from one of our fans.
I thought she was her name.
Oh, Jesus.
No!
Non-disclosure.
This is one of our fans. She brought this to our attention and she asked us to speak about this on our show. So this is for you. You know who you are.
But we're also going to talk about thirst traps.
Okay, so thirst traps.
Yes.
Alright, who's starting?
I think it should be the female. We don't take birth control.
Alright, David, start.
David, you take birth control to regulate.
Regulate your period.
No, he regulates his moods.
I don't take birth control. You shouldn't be on this conversation.
Well, I do not take birth control. As you could tell, I have 3 kids. Well, 4 now,
I was
but
like
still.
4.
I have 3 that I birthed. The other one, I accepted. That's my baby girl. But anyways, so I've never taken birth control, but I do know a couple of people, and you guys know who you are, that have been on birth control and then came off of it and then tell your man that y'all still on it. Just to catch him. Just to trap him.
Wait, what?
Wait.
I'm confused.
Wait.
What? What are we doing?
Wait.
Wait, that's like that. Wait, hold
Yeah.
on.
So
What?
wait, these females are out here saying
Yeah.
that they're on it.
I was scared just now. You scared me. I did something wrong.
So they're saying that they're on it, but they're
Which
actually
they
off
really-
of it because they won't have a baby.
Ooh, wait, that's a different talk. That's okay.
The thing about it is that their men don't want to have no kids, but they want to have the child so that they can trap the guy. Yeah. And I know a couple of females. I ain't gonna say no names.
Handful, 2 hands.
It's one hand. It's one hand. It's a couple of them.
That is
See,
scary.
that's not right.
That's not right.
And I think some of the men that they do have, I know one particular one, her man, he's really, really good to her, but he's just not ready for any children.
Mm-hmm.
And he has said it to her numerous of times that he does not want any children, but
I just feel, I don't know.
She claiming to be on the pills.
I just feel in that
I just
situation,
broke that shit
you really are gonna
Ew.
end up. It's really gonna be affecting the child because you're bringing the child into a place where
She's not wanted by her dad?
yeah.
Well, we don't know that yet
We
because
don't know.
that's the thing.
Well, it might change, but if how many people out there grew up with no dad?
A lot.
A lot.
But
and are
okay.
successful.
Okay, great. That was different to the last time. But okay. But no, listen. Okay, well, you can't really say that, Isaac, because sometimes when the children do come in,
It changes.
it changes everything. And sometimes some guys, they will more, go towards that and they change their heart. They have a change of heart. But one of them, she did do that to her guy, and she ended up getting pregnant, and he actually accepted the baby. And everybody was because he's more of a street guy. He's always in the streets or whatever, and that actually changed him. He stopped dealing. He stopped hanging with his friends a lot. It just changed his whole life, his whole perspective.
But does that still make it right?
It does not make it right, because I even spoken to her a couple of times and I told her that's not right. And I said, you shouldn't do it. But she didn't care.
I mean, that's taking power to the pussy to a whole nother level.
I just think that it's already hard enough bringing a kid into this world, 1. 2, now you're taking the risk of just creating more issues because, the father doesn't want a kid. So I just think you're adding more stuff to the situation that doesn't need.
But then if the man does make a lot of money,
yes,
the woman is capitalizing off of the funds. So whether they make it or not, she's gonna get this lifestyle.
The child support.
I mean, we've seen it in celebs too. I mean, come on, let's not be.
So you're saying
we watch these females come up.
You're saying if you're a female and you're with someone who has a lot of money, they don't want kids, you would try to get pregnant by them.
You're asking me a question, or this is general?
Well, I was asking David.
You asking me,
David?
I can't kid.
I said if you were a female.
Oh.
And that's what you're like.
I thought
you're
said,
already a female.
No,
girl.
I thought you said so.
To be honest, okay, if I really had to answer this wholeheartedly, like it's me, I wouldn't do it. Just because I'm always big on making my own money, so I never really have to get off of somebody else. You get what I mean? Now, if I did get pregnant by somebody, would I want them to be successful or something? Of course. If I'm going to get pregnant by somebody.
So if you're
because you want to have somebody that's equally to your
So if you're
standard.
with the person and they keep telling you they don't want kids, what are you going to do?
I don't think it's right.
Would you give up the lifestyle that you're living to go be with someone else to have
that
kids
want to
with?
have kids?
Or are you going to continue to be with that person living that lifestyle?
That's a hard question. Because ultimately, if your partner doesn't want to have kids and you want to have, I mean, you really have to sit down and talk. But, I mean, maybe you can come up with another, I want to say you could adopt, but then you still have another kid. No, you can't. So, I mean, that could be a breaking point,
I think. To me, okay, I see this a lot too. I know it's a little different from birth control, but there's people that get into relationships at the beginning and, at the beginning they're on the agreement of they both don't want kids. Then the longer they're together, eventually one person decides, I do want to have a kid. But the other person still does not want to have a kid, and now they're trying to force that on that person. Do you think that's okay?
I don't know if they should force, but I do feel if you love someone and that person's growing and they see it, and then you truly find you want to make that person, because if you're in love with somebody, you want to make that person happy. I think that you should come to an agreement of maybe doing it. I think it's harder for a woman to do because obviously women, that's your body, you're carrying the child for 10 months. So
10.
It is
10.
10.
I carried for 9.
Yeah,
it's 10.
It's 9.
Technicalities. Medical field, baby.
It's 9.
It's 9.
Thank you.
So, but listen.
I can't.
So, would you blame the person that doesn't want to have kids? Would you think they're like they should be at fault for you know what I mean? The cause of the problems? I don't know how to explain it.
Alright. David, I gotta address you.
What you gotta address, bitch? Come on, ho. Bring it home.
Listen.
She got red hair on. She feeling herself today. I know what
She
you saying.
said fire flames.
She been acting crazy all fucking day with this shit on.
Facts. But anyways, so okay, so you're saying that if the person was supposed to ask for another child, okay, and if you're together with that person and you're in love with them, you're supposed to give them another child? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying you have to surrender and say it, but I do think it's granted a conversation and really to come to a conclusion of saying, okay, why don't you want to have a child? What is the reasoning? And finding out, okay, if your partner really is wholeheartedly saying, babe, I changed, I really feel like I want to have a baby.
Okay, so is this a female that does not have children, or does the female have children already?
Well, the situation I was saying was two people,
I
no
wasn't
kids.
talking to you.
I know, but that's what he was answering.
Yeah,
was
because
the
it's his
situation.
question.
It was
See what I'm
his
talking about?
question?
She be acting crazy.
It's all good. It comes with a whole lifestyle, so. But anyways, so does this person have children? I just want to ask a question. If you was with someone, right, and the person wants more children added on to what you have already, and
Is this the personal?
no, and they have a child as well, do you think?
Okay, so that is different. Because if you
Okay.
already have children to the mix and you're wanting just to add more, just whatever. Okay, now granted, that's a little going too far for me. But if it's coming, I'm saying, the way I was thinking about it was from somebody that didn't have a child.
Okay.
Right? So then the agreement, like he was saying, like
But what if the
they
person
both didn't
can't
want
have
children.
Okay.
No, he said they both
So-
agreed that they didn't want children when they got
Yes, at the
together.
beginning
Okay.
of the
Oh,
relationship.
I have a friend like that too. I do have a friend like that they both agreed
Mm-hmm.
when they got together they did not
Okay.
want to have children.
Mm-hmm.
And going down the years of them still being together, the guy was still adamant about not wanting any more children.
Mm-hmm.
But then her mind started shifting because she's around my kids. She was around our other friends' kids. And now she's like, oh my gosh, I want one of those.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she always saying that. I want one of those. And now she's like asking him. And he's like, no. Till the point where he ended up breaking it off with her.
Oh, that's sad.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's bad? That was my question.
Oh,
originally.
that's what you was
Do
asking
you
me?
think it's bad on like
I'm
the
so
guy's
sorry.
part?
I was so tired. I didn't even hear that one. I'm so sorry.
It's
I was kind
okay.
of zoned
I'm
out.
so over her.
So that's what I was asking. Do you think it's the guy's fault for breaking it off?
I do think so. I think he could see with her. I think he should just at least, they both should just go to therapy or a counselor, something. No, seriously, because she really loves him and she didn't want it to end, but he just didn't want any children. Now, I still feel that it was wrong of him for breaking it off with her, but in the long run, she's happier now because she do have 2 children.
You see?
So, I guess in the end, it's okay. But you know what's so funny? He got a kid now too.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, that's no. I would feel that's
No.
different. I would feel some type of way. I would break into your home and slash your throat.
And guess what? Guess what? He had a kid before she even had her 2 kids.
Oh no! See, now this is messy.
That's how people kill somebody.
I know. Oh, she wanted to kill him.
But granted,
So then she started thinking, was it her?
Yeah.
He just didn't want to have the child.
but granted, if you're in a relationship and you're claiming that y'all love each other, you grow together. You change. Your mindset changes as you grow older. So if your partner is wanting something that you don't want, you still have to sit down and talk and try to work through it. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's 2 different lives coming together. So I do think you have to come to a conclusion somewhere, but it shouldn't be breaking up. I mean, that decision should not be causing you to break a relationship.
If someone wants kids.
Yes.
To me, if I'm telling you at the beginning that I don't want kids and this is the way I want it to go, and then 3 years down the road you're saying you want kids and I'm still adamant that I don't want it, and you really want it, I'm going to do what's best for you and I'm going to leave you, because if that's something you really want, you need to...
This
why
nigga
am I, no, because...
he's cut the road, yo.
Why am I going to waste your
can't.
time? I'm not going to waste your time. If
This
you
is
really
the person
want
that
kids,
you love.
I know.
I love you enough to let you go for you to go and have kids.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
But I'm saying that's from someone who
This is
really don't
eye-opening.
want kids.
This is eye-opening.
Shut up.
America, look at this.
He's always like, he'll be the one to divorce them.
He is. He'll divorce. He'll leave anybody. Divorce. He ain't got no time for you.
I'm
It's
just doing what's best for
crazy.
you.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Listen, if you want kids, go out there and have kids. If I don't want them, I'm not going to drag you down here with me with no kids. If you want, why waste another year of your life?
I think I watched a show, and I think it was something to do with the girl. They both had an agreement, and the girl still didn't want it, but the husband did. And they worked through it. I remember watching it. I think they did come to the conclusion that she said okay. But it was after her seeing how he really was so involved and was seeing how he was like, okay, so she finally said, you know what? Even though I don't want to, I will do it for you because I love you and I know you're going to be a great father.
Yeah.
So, granted, she's scared, I think, and which ultimately, if somebody doesn't want to have kids, there has to be some fear of something. Some people just don't decide they don't want kids. It has to be a fear,
Some
like,
people,
you don't want to be a mother or a father.
Most of the time, it's career issues. Like, they're very career focused. They don't see a kid in that.
Yeah.
Right. Thing. But I mean, I think kids are a blessing.
And usually it is the girls who are deciding, the career women, who are deciding they don't want kids because they're on that career path. And it takes a longer toll on the woman than on a guy, because a guy can go to work still.
Well, that's what I was saying. With women, I think it's a harder decision because it's their body. They're carrying. Yeah. We're sitting there.
And they're out of work for a good minute, you know? So, way from the birth control, but...
No, it correlates.
It correlates, but...
So the original thing, so we're not going to talk about thirst trap tonight because this is turned into a longer conversation. But so the original thing was the thirst, which was if you were having sex with the partner and not telling him that you're on birth control and he's wanting to have a child, is that right? Because women, you do have your decision to be on birth control or not. So is it right for you to be on birth control and not tell him?
It's not right, and we need to stop lying, females, and stop being
just be straight up.
Yeah, stop being thirst trap for these dudes out here, because sometimes you never know what you might end up. It could be you get pregnant for the dude and then he leave you the next day. I mean, it's just it don't even make sense. For real, it don't make sense to be lying. Like, what you lying for? Like, if
just have if you can have open communication with your partner, why are you gonna have a baby with him?
You shouldn't be having sex. If you can have an open conversation with anybody, the legs should not be spreading.
Facts.
Well, we tell you that all the time, but...
And you don't talk to them.
Do not let me... I'm so tired of y'all coming to this. Do not let me promote what I'm doing, because I will do it again.
Okay, Flower.
OnlyFans.
What is today?
Don't promote it today.
I am going on 5 months in 2 days.
Okay, Flower.
Blossoming flower.
It blossoms all over Palm Beach County.
Isaac, do not play with me. Do not play with me. You want to go there? Do we not just have a conversation, baby? This boy has not talked to me in 2 days because of a conversation.
All right, so we get personal now?
Yes. Drink that drink. Sip, bitch. I will come for you. Don't play with me.
Yo, that was ooh.
Back to birth control.
Yeah, you want to go with that subject? Let's not go there.
Palm Beach County. Not Palm Beach County. What about Lewiston?
What?
What about Miami?
I'm about to pull this wig off. I'm about to put
you gonna put my whole scalp on?
It's glued down.
Jesus.
It's so funny. But congrats on your 5 months sober.
Thank you. Not sober from substance abuse, baby.
Yeah, you gotta make that clear.
Yeah, make that clear. We're gonna take it to another level.
I know. Yeah,
so yes, it's not right. I don't feel like it's right for women to do that.
Absolutely not.
Just be open with your partner, communicate. Don't trap them.
Yeah, there's no reason. Why are you trapping these dudes?
Go get your own money.
Facts. Like, stop be riding you dick riding. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you are dick riding, but it's something else. Like, you just doing too much, to keep a man. Like, there's no reason. I don't got time for that. You know? I've always been grinding on my own, so it don't matter to me.
Well, see, that's what I was saying, because I'm not going to be trying to trap somebody and get their money. There's no need for that.
Yeah.
I make my own damn money.
Facts.
Now, if granted, somebody wants to bless you with whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't need it. Thank you for your service.
I mean, you could, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. But, you know what I'm saying? I still could go out and get my own.
Right.
And that's just always been me.
So yeah.
Look at my
So
resume.
to answer the question, it is wrong, right? That's the wrong consensus.
We've been answer the question, baby.
Okay.
We done read the story and answered the questions, boy.
Facts. Get into it, Isaac. Get into it.
Get into it. You must have. You feel F-cat?
Baby, I got 5s on that.
Oh, okay, you did?
Don't play me.
How long did it take you?
I can read
Oh, okay.
and do math. Can you do math?
Yes, I
my
can.
You sure? 'Cause you
Yeah,
have a
very,
whole app.
very sure.
You have a whole app just for tips.
That's for comfort. Mind your business.
For comfort.
For comfort.
Guys, this is what I gotta deal with. America.
I ain't talked to him for 2 days now. He loves arguing, right?
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna shut up now. I'm not talking to him.
All right, I guess it's time for us to wrap because these two is gonna get out of hand. So, thank you again for joining us on the Unfiltered Raw, where we talk about real topics, real everyday
Real
topics.
raw topic.
Yes, and we would like you guys to start commenting, or we're gonna set up a poll on our Facebook page where you guys can also put in some topics of what you want us to talk about on our next show.
Mm-hmm.
So please like, comment, share, subscribe
Big
to the
facts.
Unfiltered Raw. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is